Okie doke. Let's wait just another minute or two and we'll get started. I got a new phone and I'm not used to some of the things it's doing. This new iPhone is crazy. I'm like, it just has like a mind of its own.
New toy.
Lisa's like been working on hers and she's sending, it's this, you know, it's like, what are they going to do next? You know, what are they going to come up with next? You know? All right. Okay. Okie dokie. All right, let's get started. Guys, I've asked a couple people to come on and share tonight. And I'm going to introduce you to them as we go through this. And what we're going to kind of talk about tonight is we're going to recap some of the things that happened just this last week with the first ever LifeVantage Academy. And I know that the Pro 10s have put a lot of time and effort to this. I've been fielding calls from it. Lisa and I had the privilege of going to Waco, Texas, and hearing Kazi Teal, which was phenomenal, just phenomenal. I put some quotes on here from some things. Leadership is not a position or a title. It is action and example. I really like that. It says, if you really want to do something, you'll find a way. If you don't, you'll find an excuse, from Jim Rohn. And we all know that in business, that if we treat things like a business, we get a business return. So what I've done is I've asked like 4 people to come on and just share. I'm just going to share first myself a couple nuggets that I learned from LifeVantage Academy. I really love this. If you've got a pencil and a piece of paper today, take down some notes. I am going to record this and post it. But I just really like this. Kazi, I took some notes. When you go to these LifeVantage Academies, you know, this was, and I'm just saying this because I want you guys, I want to build belief in you guys. I very easily could have made an excuse. If you're just coming on, mute your lines, please. Thank you. I'm trying to mute all of them. It's kind of hard. So just mute your audio down in the corner if you guys can, and then you can unmute it when you talk. So, okay. Kazi said this, it was awesome, and I wrote this down. She said, Google is a search engine, not a research engine. I love that. I looked at my wife and I said, wow, 95% of the people think it's the opposite. And you know, when you go to Google Scholar and you go to PubMed and you go to some of these other places where the research should be done, you have that availability to validate the things that we really have with this company, and so with our products, unlike anything that I've ever seen in my 26 years in this industry. And then she said this, which I really believe this is true. We found this to be true in a lot of our groups, is that if you own your 3-way call, your business will grow. And Chris is going to be one of the speakers today. We were talking about this the other day, how, you know, 90% of the people don't follow up, or they don't know what to follow up. And when you're the validator for that third party, or you're the validator for a one-on-one, you have to help encourage your business partner to follow up. And you want to be a part of that follow-up. You know, this week was a very awesome week for a lot of people, you know, doing this, following this, and implementing it in their groups. You know, guys, I'm trying to get people to mute. I'm going to mute everybody's line. 1 second, you guys.
Good job.
I'm going to mute everybody, and then that way you can unmute if you need to. When I call on you, just unmute your line. You can unmute it down in the bottom. Okay, so owning your third party. So if the person, I usually do this with everybody, and you should be doing this. I give people my phone number. I say, you know, you can share my phone number and my information with this person. And I usually have them share their information with me. That way, if they have questions and your business partner is busy, you can be the one to help answer those questions. And we found this week that people signed up from those very follow-ups and those very callbacks. So, and then third, we hear this all the time, but what I like about this is that I listened to Everett Schilling talk about how he was very successful in business, but he thought that events were just rah-rah sessions until he went to one. And then within 3 years, he was a Pro 8 in this company. So and Kazi said this, tie completely into the system, not partially into the system. And tying completely into the system is being on weekly calls, attending events like Life Advantage Academy and Elite Academy and Convention. Guys, I in my organization, I had 9 people enroll for Elite Academy this week, okay? It's not too late. You've got 2 weeks left. One of my speakers today, I did a 3-way phone call with her aunt. She didn't think her aunt was going to sign up. I did a follow-up with the aunt, just me and her, because she had some questions. And her niece couldn't be on the call. And she signed up and is going to Orlando to Elite Academy. So, the follow-up. So what I'm going to do is first I'm actually going to bring Ashley on right now. I'm going to unmute you, Ashley. Okay, Ashley, talk. See if I can hear you real well.
Hi.
Okay, good. So Ashley Clark is a new distributor. I had the privilege of doing a one-on-one with Ashley with Glenn and Janice Hayes. Ashley's 28 years old. She lives in Winston, Georgia. She's a holistic health practitioner, a certified holistic health coach, a certified equine sports massage therapist, and also worked as a preschool teacher for 4 years. And what I want, just 3 to 5 minutes, Ashley, I just want you to tell me your experience with at Life Advantage Academy in Atlanta with Clinton Boyles, and just give me a couple nuggets that you learned and things that you took away. Go ahead, have at it.
Well, first and foremost, just being surrounded by that many people, and the majority of them have either been where you are or can relate to where you are and where you're going. Also, just listening to him speak, it was like, if he could make it through that and do this well with his business, literally anybody could. So it was just really encouraging to hear that. And, it made me also not worry so much about, learning things. Janice and Glenn had been really good about just saying, just get out there and do it, that kind of thing. And that's what I've been doing. And it's worked really well. And I've had them as great support system.
Awesome. Tell me about what your mom said. You took your mom to the first Life Advantage Academy, and she came home and tell me something she said to you a little about Life Advantage Academy. Do you remember what she said?
She said a couple different things. One thing was, it was amazing. And if there is anybody that is even thinking about becoming a distributor or is on the fence, or there's just interest is a little bit piqued, take them to the event.
Yeah, take them to a Life Advantage.
It'll totally change somebody's idea of it. Because, I can listen to somebody all day across the table say, oh, this is an epic business deal. And, they can either take that or leave it. But then when they're surrounded by that many people, and, listening how one of the upper level guys did it, that's, I think, a little bit more impactful for some.
Awesome. And if I remember right, you and I had this conversation about you had dabbled a little bit in network marketing before, and just the impact of the difference in what you experience in previous situations and how this is different. Just touch on that maybe.
Well, it was with doTERRA. And so basically I was signing up mostly because I didn't really want to sell it, but I wanted to get a good price for oils. And, if I could sell a little bit, yay, great. So the wellness center that I was going to, but then now I'm working there, they were going to sign me up as under one of theirs so that they'd get the benefit. And I kept asking and asking and asking, how do I sign up? What do I do? That kind of thing. Nobody ever helped me. And so finally, I just kind of figured it out by calling customer service and signed up on my own. Well, I didn't get any support from doTERRA, and I didn't get any support from anybody that tried to encourage me to sign up. So it's, it was kind of, I get my stuff at wholesale, but it was kind of a worthless and kind of waste of time, honestly.
Right. Well, I mean, that happens with certain things, but you can see the difference in this. So thank you so much for sharing a little bit of your time. I'm excited for you. You're going to be in Orlando with your aunt. Just an awesome lady. I really enjoyed speaking to Kathy this past week. And so thank you for sharing your heart. Thanks for tying into the system. I know Glenn and Janice are excited for you. I know you're excited. You see the long-term benefits of what we have. You've had the opportunity to meet some awesome people in the industry. You love horses, and you've been able to meet some amazing people. So I'm excited for you, and I'll look forward to seeing you a couple weeks in Orlando. Okay. Thanks for sharing a minute or two. Thank you. All right. So next, I'm going to go on to Wendy Hill. Wendy, do you have your mic unmuted, honey?
I do. Can you hear me?
I can. Awesome. Thank you for doing that. Awesome. Wendy Hill is retired from AT&T, where she worked there for 35 years. You don't even look like you're 35 years old, Wendy. So working somewhere for 35 years. She's married to an awesome guy named Randy. She has 2 children, struggled with some health issues prior to LifeVantage. Thank God for LifeVantage products. She's originally from New Jersey and now lives in Villa Rica, Georgia. Another distributor under Glenn and Janice Hayes. And so, Wendy, why don't you just share a couple things that and how important attending events has been for you, and what LifeVantage Academy did for you, and maybe just a nugget or two. How about
okay.
that, my friend? Okay.
Well, first of all, Life Academy is a blessing. I'm so thankful that they have it. We get to get great training with amazing leaders for a very minimal cost, which I'm very grateful for. You have the online training and calls and the webinars and all that, but being there in person is just a big difference. And I'm very blessed that we have that here in Atlanta, because a lot of people don't have that, and they wish they did. Some people even travel hours to get here. So I'm thankful that we have that here. It has really encouraged me. I thought about a lot of different things that it's done for me. It has boosted my level of belief in myself, and given me hope that there is a future. It's given me the training material that I need. I'm able to see the leaders in the company they're just real people. They don't act like they're better than us. They're just there to help us. I feel like I'm part of a team. I don't feel like it's them and us. I feel like we're just all part of a team. We're working together for the same goal. And I know Saturday mornings sometimes can be hard to get up and go, but I promise you it's worth it. It's kind of like when you go to church. You don't want to get up early in the morning, but after you leave, you're so glad you went.
Totally. Awesome. Tell me a little bit, never really doing network marketing. Tell me what it's meant to you to be a part of this. And I'm just going to throw this in there. Wendy's not been involved for very long, and she just got her first distributor this week, following the system, not being afraid to reach out and share, and she's excited. She has a huge database. She's excited. She's exposing this daily to people and following up. And so just tell me about what LifeVantage Academy and following this system, and even maybe just touch base on on your experience with Elite Academy before, and what you're looking forward to at the next Elite Academy.
Well, first of all, I could have never done this without the proven plan. I tried in the beginning. I thought I knew it all, and I kept falling on my face. And then I realized I'm going to have to do it just like they say, because they said if I follow the plan, I will be successful. So let me try it. And it's true. If you follow exactly what they say and you listen to your mentors, I promise you're going to succeed. It may take a little bit of time, but as long as you're moving forward, even if it's just little baby steps, you're going to get there. I got to tell you, I remember Janice sending me all kinds of text messages and emails about the calls, the webinars, and I felt like I was being bombarded. And finally, I started listening to some of them and getting on the computer, and I'd get through one and I think, okay, yeah, I already knew this. I've seen this. And I go through another. I'm like, why am I listening to the same old thing over and over again? What are they doing? And one morning I woke up thinking about it, and I thought, holy mackerel, I get it now. I see the value of it. I understand. The more I listen, the more it's going to get in me, the more I'm going to be living this and breathing it and understanding it to become natural. And I can't wait to get on a call every time you have one. I can't wait to be on the webinars. I look forward to going to the trainings. I just can't get enough now.
And so you're super excited about going to Orlando. I know that. And I'm looking forward to, I remember watching you, Lisa and I, when we did a parade of all the elite distributors around, and I remember seeing you in the crowd with the biggest smile. And so, Wendy, thanks for your encouragement. Thanks for your friendship. I really enjoyed this week doing calls with you and just, seeing the excitement in your, in hearing the excitement in your voice. And I'm excited to lock arms with you for a lifetime, and obviously you and I having the same faith for eternity. So thanks for jumping on and sharing a little bit today.
Thank you, Mike.
You're welcome. All right. My next guest, I've got two more, maybe one more if we have time, but my next person is I guess it fits. I call him the Dent Wizard, because that's the company that he works for. It's kind of funny whenever I talk to him. I'm just going to say this: he's one of the hardest working guys in the over 2,000 people that we have in our organization. One of the things that I think Chris encourages me because we go through ups and downs. When you have something as incredible as we have, and you're making a threat to a $40 billion antioxidant industry and a $200 billion anti-aging industry, and we're first. And I ask people all the time when they've heard of this term nutrigenomics, and nobody has, and we're first. And Chris knows that. He's long-term. He works harder than anybody. He does 30 presentations a month. I believe this month is going to be a breakthrough. I think we have about 9 days left. I know that he's working hard. He's had ups and downs, but I just wanted him to share a little bit. Chris drove, I think, an hour and a half to Cleveland, Ohio. He's married. His wife and him live in Toledo, Ohio. And I just want him to share a couple things. He went to, as I said, the Cleveland Lead School, where our own Sarah False was teaching. So, Chris, just share a couple things about your experience with LifeVantage Academy, and maybe even what it means to attend these events and the belief that it builds. Even though you mentioned to me about having Brandon up there last Tuesday. Just a little bit about some of the things that's on your heart tonight. Go ahead and have at it.
Well, thanks, Mike, for the introduction. But Renee and Paulette will understand all of this. I can't take credit for how hard I work, because if it wasn't for those two, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. They'll get that little inside joke because of what happened in Cleveland when we were there to see Sarah. But yeah, we just took a bunch of pictures like we were there in Cleveland, but Linda Szilagyi really had this plan to just go party in the city the whole time we were there. So that's what we did. We ran in, we took a bunch of photos, and then we left and partied with Linda Szilagyi. So, so that's what we got out of LifeVantage Academy. Yeah, you can. No, it was great to have an event that close, because our plan was to actually go to Lansing, because we were blessed with Brandon on Tuesday night. So we had a Pro 10 come in and basically lay it out in a standing room only. And that event was awesome. It kind of inspired. And then we were all excited to go to LifeVantage Academy to see, Pro 8 Sarah False Cox, because, we had a nice momentum going. And like you said, the ups and downs in this business, and today I had a little bit of a down moment, and I don't get too. I did. What's funny in this business is that you always try to cater to people and try to make them the most important thing. And all day long, people wanted me to do something special for them all day. And it just kind of got to me, and there was a couple of calls that didn't go the right way, and, it gets you down. But that's what these events help you do. They help bring it back, because these events, you get to listen to people who have made it to the elite ranks or the master ranks, and you get to hear the same stories that they went through in their first couple of years. You get to hear that struggle, and it gives you the encouragement that you're going to make this if you just stay with it. And that's one thing I liked about Sarah. And what's really intriguing to me, and I hear this a lot from millennials. Millennials say, how can someone like me at 23, 24 years old get people in the business who are older than me? They're going to kind of look down at me. My age compared to their age and their success where they're at, how are they going to look at me and see that I'm some person that's going to be a leader? But she did it. And the great thing is she started out in this business not taking any action, and then she got a call from her upline, and they just went, call after call for 2 hours, and it started to come together. And she started realizing that this is real and it can be done. But she said the patience is the main thing, because you got to look at this as a 3 to 4 year business to build, because if you quit in a year or two, you never know when that next person's going to come down the line that's going to be that person that wants it as bad as you. And then your business is going to take off. And if you quit before that, you would never have known. And she said that's why it's important. Also, another thing that's important is that she said you have to really lead with this business. And it really got me thinking, and it's a very good point, and I hear people make this point as well, is that we do have the greatest products in multi-level marketing. There's no doubt. We have the research, we have the science. But you have to say there's certain people in this business who, if you look at, they're successful with the products, and then we have people who are successful without the products. So there's a way that you're not leading with the business and you're not tying into the system right. And she said what she started to do in the very beginning was kind of vomit about the amazing products, and it wasn't getting her anywhere. And then she started to take a step back and realized how important that system was, because it does make sense. We all have the same products and we all have people at different levels. So there's a way of kind of selling yourself first and the business rather than just the products, because nobody wants to be sold upon. And another good thing was set business hours. This is something that I don't really do. I just know every single day I'm going to find some time in my day to do the calls or do 3-ways or follow-ups or do something. But she said it's very critical to set 30 or 60 or 90 minutes in a day that you're just going to dedicate to the business. And that's something that I took away from that, because I don't do that. Even though I find my time, it would be nice to put a reminder in my phone, knowing when I get a little slow time at certain dealers or I'm driving a certain place, that reminder dings, and I pull out my book with a bunch of numbers in it, and that's when I make my calls. So I like that a lot, as far as scheduling your time to make time for LifeVantage, because that'll really help take action and grow your business.
That's awesome, Chris. I mean, I just took some notes here too. That's awesome. Guys, this is what it is. Our goal, just to let you know how early we are in this, we got a long way to go. Chris and I were talking about a company that, we know a lot of people get involved in because it makes you feel good. And, they've got these patches that you stick on your arm, and we're not going to mention their name, but they have 500,000 distributors. Okay. And they're doing 300 million. And Chris and I were talking about this, and so we put them and every other company in jeopardy of losing people because of what we have. And what I really liked about what Chris is, and we talk, he's beating dents out of cars while we talk, and I hear a thump, 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 thump in the background. But you know what? It's because him and I have become like best friends. This business I would have never met Chris had it not been for LifeVantage. And one of the things I always tell him, if you have a bad day, just take it out on your upline. And he loves taking it out on his upline. He loves taking it out on his upline. And so I just tell him, do it. The best thing to do is take it out on your upline. Don't take it out on your downline or your sideline or crossline. And Chris, I commend you for being a leader there in Ohio. I know you'll be an elite distributor one day. It's going to happen. There's no doubt about it. So let me move on to my next person. Thank you so much for sharing. My last person that I'm going to have share is kind of been a mentor to me in life, has been my friend. She was one of my first people that I enrolled in this business. Dr. Barbara Borland and her husband, Jim, they live in Palm Harbor, Florida. She is a retired radiologist, a happy grandmother of many grandchildren, and she's a leader in LifeVantage as a Pro 6, and she helps out. She's a very servant leader, very strong woman in her faith, like myself, and I just have learned a lot from her in this business, and learned a lot from her in personal development. And I just wanted her to come on and share about her experience and some nuggets that she took away from the Tampa first ever LifeVantage Academy. So Dr. Barbara Borland, take it away. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Michael. Is the sound okay from here? I'm at a place
awesome.
I'm not usually. It's
Sounds
okay.
awesome.
Yeah, I'm actually out of town right now. I'm in a hotel room in Durham, North Carolina. I'm at Duke University taking a class.
Go Duke.
So anyway, it seems like just a few days ago, but then again, it seems like a month ago that we had the LifeVantage Academy in Tampa. I'd like to talk from a little different perspective than the other folks who gave really great testimonies about their personal experience of attending a LifeVantage Academy. I know what it's like when you're close to your first, second, or third one. It's an amazing thing. You're drinking it up. You're just like, every word that's being said is so important, and that's the way it should be. My perspective is now 5 years into the business, and I'm now at the point where I am kind of running the show. For the last year, I've been, along with one of the other local distributors, not in my team, but also in the Team True Blue, have been running what was originally Lead School, but is now the LifeVantage Academy. That's given me a really, I think, a perspective that's a little bit different that I'd like to share with you. And what I want to tell you is that your top level leadership, the Brandon and Lynette Cunninghams, the Tyler Daniels, I'm not going to go through naming everybody, but all of the Pro 10s, they have worked so incredibly hard to start out the LifeVantage Academy on the right foot. Prior to LifeVantage Academy, we in Team True Blue had the Lead School. Amazing event, amazing. But there was a good thing, which is that it was very tightly organized. It was really good in the sense that we had everything really nailed down. But the neat thing that's happened is that Brandon and Lynette Cunningham have started to share that leadership with all of the other Pro 10s in the nation. They've given up some control over that, which I don't know. They don't speak about it, but I would think would be kind of hard to do. And the benefit of that is that we now are back to where we are getting the knowledge, experience, and wisdom, the breadth of knowledge from all of the Pro 10s across the entire organization globally. That is a huge shift in what we have. What we had was great, and what we have now is far greater. The first event was not without its minor hiccups, as to be expected with a first-time event. Hats off to the leadership. Mikey Dorelli, who is Geraldo Dorelli's wife, has been in charge of doing the organizational aspects. She was given a major job at very short notice to organize these things. Great job, great job. But what's been even more impressive has been the incredible unity that I have seen exhibited across the Pro 10 team. We had Bert DuBrois come in town, Pro 9. What a perfect match for Tampa. Here we are, urban Tampa, and we get a cowboy from Colorado. It was a beautiful match. We had a great time with him. He brought his special brand of wisdom into the event. That was the same thing that was happening across the country. We are now back to where we are able to mix leadership because our top leadership has agreed to a curriculum They have agreed to work together for the common good of our company. Because of that, we are now able to take advantage of the amazing breadth, depth, and width of the knowledge of all of the Pro 10s, Pro 9s, and Pro 8s throughout the nation. I can't wait to find out who we have for November, January, February, March. It's going to be a very exciting thing to see this mature, this whole process mature, to become highly organized. But the most important thing for you guys as team members is that we have a really integral part in making this successful. We need to fill the seats. We need everybody there. Every distributor needs to be in those seats. Brand new distributors need to know that this is an event that they should not miss. If you have a guest who is on the brink of deciding whether LifeVantage is for them, they need to be there. Yes, you'll have to pay for their ticket, or they will have to pay for their ticket, because that is one of the big changes now. Don't freak out about that. It's a good thing. We're paying, there's reasons for it. But if you have somebody who is close to making a decision, bring them, because there will be no question in their mind after the training that they know what their decision is. But we have a very, very big responsibility as the team, and that is to fill the seats. This is not an inexpensive event. It takes a lot of money to rent. You can't not believe how much it costs to rent the rooms, to pay for the equipment, etc. You may think that this is something that should just be a given in your organization. Oh no, this has to be paid for by those who are benefiting from it. So be grateful that it's just $25 to get the top level training that is available across the country. Take advantage of the pre-registration. Get all of your team members there so that everybody's on the same page, and get those on the fence guests there so that they can make a decision and join the team. Did you have any questions for me, Michael? Anything that you wanted to?
That was great. Did you guys hear what Barbara said? Pre-registration, butts in seats. Okay. Part of what Barbara just said, and it's funny, I was taking some notes again, is that you go to these events to build your belief and to learn. And as she said, obviously we've been in this together for 5 years. I'm like her. I learn something every time I go. I don't go just because I know it's the right thing to do, but I go because I need personal development. I need to grow. I want to be there. And what you'll do as this goes, as we go to 100,000 distributors and 200,000 and 300,000, and we have these numbers growing and growing and growing. I said this to Lisa when we were coming back, that there's 20 active distributors in Columbus, Ohio, one of the largest per capita college campuses in the United States. Just remember, if you haven't registered for the next LifeVantage Academy, get registered. It's $25 towards your business, and get all your team registered. You guys saw earlier, like Barbara just said, Ashley took her mom to an event, and her mom said, if you want to get people to sign up, take them to those events. Like she said, if you're on the fence, or if you're on the fence and you want that person's belief to go up, pick them up and take them to an event. So Barbara, thank you again for sharing. I did see on Facebook that you were up in North Carolina, and so thanks for jumping on. Thanks for everybody.
I was at the Duke University.
Lisa's laughing in the background too. I love that. Well, guys.
I love it, Barbara.
That's like the Ohio State University.
That's right, Mike. Don't forget it. Well, thank you guys all for being on the call tonight. I know we went over a couple minutes, but I'm just really honored that all of you were able to be on. I will post the recording. That way you can get this to your team. But just let your teams know this every Thursday night at 9 o'clock to put it in their calendar. My alarm goes off and tells me an hour before and 15 minutes before. Teach this to your teams. I can tell you this. I'm going to end with this. I went back and looked at people who got on 3 of these 4 calls last month, took action. 90% of them signed somebody up last month. So let's continue to keep this thing going. Let's continue to allow us to tie into this system. And guys, I'm excited for everybody. I'm excited to be a part of LifeVantage. And so thank you guys all. Excuse me. Thank you guys all for being on the call tonight.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
You guys have a good night. All right. Have a good week.
You too.
Let's finish up this week. Let's finish up this month very strong. We got 9 days left. You guys can see I've got a list of a ton of people that I'm following up. I'm signing up 2 people tomorrow, and so let's all go out and get after it. Let's finish this month up strong. Let's get some rank advancements, and let's get people on the phone. 3-way phone calls are working, guys. Let's go do it.
Woohoo!
Have a good night, everybody.
Good
You
night.
too. Thank
Night.
you.
All right. God bless you guys.
Thanks,
Take
Mike.
care.
Bless you
Orlando.
too.
All right. God bless you all. See you in Orlando. Bye, Linda.
Bye, Michael. Bye, Lisa.
Bye, Lisa.
All right.
Good night.
Good night.